The movie opens at 3 in the morning when a woman is awoken by a distress call from a cop. He reveals that they've surrounded the house as some intruders have gained access inside. Upon hearing this, the panicked woman tries to rush to her daughter who's in the other room, but the cop warns her that doing so will only put them in danger. He instead urges her to stay inside her room and barricade the door. The woman hesitantly complies while the cop warns her not to hang up. But all of a sudden, she hears the cops discussing that her daughter has been injured. This horrifies the woman, so she immediately bolts out of the room and drops her phone. But what she doesn't hear is that she supposed the cop admits it was all just a prank. The scene then shifts to some teenagers who are celebrating the successful prank call. It turns out they called random people, threatened them with scary situations, and upload the whole thing online for views. We then cut to one of the pranksters, Sam, who is at home alone trying to contact his girlfriend. But it appears they're going through a bad phase. Sam then receives a friend request from a random kid but immediately rejects it. Soon after, someone sneaks into his house and scares the life out of him. It turns out to be his troublemaker best friend Brady. Since Sam's parents are gone for the weekend, Brady urges him to have some fun by making prank calls. Sam is certainly not in the mood for it, but after a lot of insisting, he agrees. For the first prank, Brady decides they should deliver pizza to their arrogant neighbor. He then calls the pizza company, but it's unexpectedly answered by Sam's girlfriend Peyton, who works there. A desperate Sam urges his friend to hang up, but Brady continues ordering while making lewd remarks and gestures. Following this, the two make several prank calls, like telling a man his wife died and informing another guy that he has cancer. But in the midst of this, they suddenly receive a call from an unknown person who asks if they're having fun. Brady confirms that they are, and the man taunts them for laughing at the misery and embarrassment of others. He then warns that he'll soon teach them a lesson, but the boys don't take him seriously and hang up. Soon after, Brady calls the neighbor pretending to be from the neighborhood watch. He warns that some teens have been dressing up as pizza delivery guys and robbing houses. The neighbor confirms that the pizza boy has just arrived outside his home despite never ordering it. As the pranksters continue recording, they realize that the delivery guy is actually their friend Mosley. The neighbor soon confronts him with a baseball bat, and at the same time, Mosley spots his friends recording him through the window. Furious, he goes to the door and tells them it wasn't funny and now he has to pay for the pizza. But Sam feels bad and ends up paying for it. Next up, they get another call from the mysterious man again, who claims that their night is about to get very exciting. He also tells the boys not to hang up the call no matter what, but Brady does it anyway. Following this, the duo gets busy watching a movie while the unknown man calls them repeatedly. After about an hour, they eventually answer it thinking the man's just messing around, but he suddenly says both their full names and even recites their home addresses. He also brings up the prank they just pulled on the neighbor a few minutes ago. This finally scares the boys and they ask the man who he is. But he assures them they'll find out soon when they meet face to face. He then gives himself a fake name, Mr. Lee, before hanging up. Just then, someone bangs on the door and the boys almost lose it. They think it's Mr. Lee and grab weapons to confront him, but it's actually Peyton with a pizza delivery. She believes the boys played another prank to get her here. As it turns out, Mosley texted her saying he's sick and now she has to do all the deliveries. But a confused Sam asserts that they didn't order the pizza. Nonetheless, he's happy that his girlfriend is here and takes her upstairs to talk in private. Sam does his best to persuade her to stay and even kisses her, but Peyton refuses as she's busy with work. Meanwhile, Brady films all of this from the door. Right after Peyton departs, Mr. Lee calls again and reveals that he knows Sam is going through a turbulent relationship. The boys angrily demand that he stop whatever game he's playing, but Mr. Lee instead warns that if they hang up the call, they should be prepared to reap the consequences. But Brady does it anyway. Shortly after, Brady receives a text on his cell phone where Mr. Lee has warned him to answer the call next time. The boys are now starting to think that their friend Mosley is behind all of this. He's the only one who knows both their addresses, their phone numbers, and the recent prank they pulled on the neighbor. Just then, Brady receives a blurry picture where two people are seemingly tied to chairs. The landline also rings, and when Sam picks it up, the man confirms that he's not Mosley. This reveals that he has been hearing the entire conversation. Brady also receives another picture message, which shockingly turns out to be of his parents, who are bound to chairs. Furious, he snaps at Mr. Lee, and the man warns Brady that if he wants his parents to live, he should not hang up. But Sam quickly disconnects the call. He asserts that they should call the police and report the crime, to which Brady hesitantly agrees. Sam then dials 911, but to his horror, it's picked up by none other than Mr. Lee. Desperate, Sam grabs Brady's phone and tries once more, but the same voice speaks again. Panicked, Brady tries to go to the neighbor's house, but they get another message warning them that if they step outside, his parents will die. Here, Sam sees that his laptop's webcam is on, making him realize Mr. Lee is watching them. But before they can react, the TV suddenly plays a cryptic video where Mr. Lee approaches a badly injured and tied up Roy, who's also part of this prankster crew. The boys watch helplessly as Mr. Lee suffocates him to death with a plastic bag. He then says that this is just warm up for tonight's main event. Seconds later, the lights suddenly go out and the boys hear sounds coming from the upper floor. Sam also gets a video message which shows a tied up Mosley pleading for help. Thinking he's upstairs, Sam rushes up there to rescue his friend while Mr. Lee talks to Brady in private. He says that he'll let Brady, as well as his parents, walk away if he does something for him in return. Meanwhile, Sam searches every room upstairs and realizes the sound was coming from a Roomba machine. He quickly sprints downstairs and finds Mosley bound by plastic and tied to the back of the door by his neck. Sam desperately tries to save him, but the damage has already been done, and Mosley ends up dying a painful death. After covering the body and cleaning themselves up, Sam confronts Brady about what the man told him earlier. Brady says that it's time to decide who lives and who dies. Sam is confused by what that means, but Brady insists they should both run away. He knows his parents might get killed because of it, but it's the only sensible thing to do right now. But Sam is not willing to give up and asserts that there must be a way. Just then, the television shows Peyton being kidnapped from behind, which sends the boys into panic mode. A horrified Brady tries to leave the house while Sam goes to stop him. They get into a physical altercation, which ends with Brady getting knocked out. Soon, the TV shows another visual of Peyton. This time, she is injured and bound to a chair. A desperate Sam promises to do anything to save her, so Mr. Lee comes up with a deal. He says that he'll let the couple go if Sam kills his best friend, Brady. To add, the mysterious man gave Brady the same option, but he chose to save his friend instead. This leaves Sam in a serious dilemma, and he considers killing Brady. But in the end, he changes his mind and ties Brady to the railing instead, making sure he doesn't run away. As the friends argue about what to do next, the lights suddenly go out, and we see a strange figure in the shadows. But no one notices him, and the TV starts playing a video of a little child, probably Mr. Lee's daughter. Sam immediately recognizes her as the same kid who had sent him a friend request earlier that day. Here he shockingly learns that Mr. Lee has been stalking his entire crew for the past year. Sam also comes across a video labeled Patent Tree. Brady desperately pleads with him not to play it, saying he doesn't know how it ended up there, but Sam clicks on it anyway. To his utter horror, he sees Peyton finishing up a romantic session with Brady. Turns out she was cheating on him all along, and what makes it even worse is that Brady recorded the entire thing without her consent. Furious, Sam beats his friend in the face, and the lights also come back on. He then stares at the video of Brady's parents on the TV, and suddenly notices that the clock is 2 hours behind the real time. Realizing that this may be a recorded video, Sam demands to see Peyton before he does anything. Mr. Lee still urges him to commit the murder first, and for a moment it seems Sam will do it, but instead he only cuts Brady's ties and releases him. Upon next, Sam firmly states that he won't do anything until he knows for sure that Peyton and Brady's parents are still alive. But suddenly, Mr. Lee announces that they've been pranked and shows the nerve wracking footage of Brady's dead parents. It turns out Mr. Lee had already killed them when he first called the boys earlier. Brady is horrified by the sight right when the lights suddenly cut off. Desperately, and with no alternatives, Brady urges Sam to go outside and get help. The latter is certainly not going to leave his friend alone, so he convinces him to come along. However, as soon as Sam steps out, Brady locks the door from inside and goes to confront Mr. Lee. He's certain that the man is somewhere in his house and it's time to finish the nightmare. Outside, Sam finds a white van parked nearby and slowly proceeds to investigate it. He comes across Mr. Lee's CCTV feed, revealing that the man had prepared everything in advance. To Sam's relief, he also finds a tied up Peyton and quickly rescues her. On the other hand, Brady heads out through the back door, where he shockingly finds Mosley's body on a swing. We then see Mr. Lee slowly creep up behind him like a monster. Sam then hears Brady's scream, so he urges Peyton to call the police before rushing back to help his best friend. He checks every room in the dark house and is occasionally startled by strange music. But then all of a sudden, Sam hears Peyton's scream coming from the backyard right when the masked Mr. Lee comes at him from behind. The two engage in a fierce battle, but Sam takes full advantage of his baseball bat and ends up stabbing the man with his own knife. But to his horror, when he removes the mask, he realizes he's just stabbed his best friend. Brady's mouth was sealed shut, and he ends up passing away after saying his final words: brothers for life. At this critical moment, Mr. Lee finally appears, and a distraught Sam asks why he's doing this. Mr. Lee claims he is just getting revenge for the night the pranksters called his house. The movie then cuts to a flashback, and we see the same woman from the opening scene. After she dropped her phone, then bolted out of the room, she grabbed her gun for protection. The woman then saw a shadow of a person coming out of her daughter's room and impulsively fired at it. Unfortunately, she ended up shooting her own daughter dead. The woman was so devastated by the turn of events that she unalived herself. Mr. Lee blames Sam for ruining his family and points his gun at him. He says Sam has to suffer the same way as he did, and a gunshot is heard. The scene then cuts to the next morning where Sam is surprisingly alive. However, he finds a gun in one hand and a knife in the other. Sam slowly proceeds to the backyard where all his friends are lying dead, including Peyton. He screams in despair as the cops soon surround him and arrest him for the violent crime. The movie ends with a news report stating that Sam was enraged when he watched the adult video between his girlfriend and his best friend. He thus killed them both along with Brady's parents and a few other friends who may have played the part in making the film. And that wraps up today's movie recap. If you enjoyed this breakdown and want more thrilling stories like this, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to CineSnap, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss an upload. Also, drop a comment below. What would you have done if you were in Sam's shoes? Thanks for watching CineSnap, and I'll see you in the next one.